If you're a writer who isn't earning $1,000 per piece, then this video is for you. My name's Zoe and I'm a SEO strategist, marketer and writer. I write about SEO and marketing generally, but I did start my career writing for $10 and now I write pieces of content for up to $1,200. I had a comment on one of my videos recently asking why they weren't earning this amount and why they thought I was earning $1,000 when they weren't, and they've been writing for 6 years. So the first thing I want to be transparent about is that this takes time. I started writing for $10. It took me years to get to a point where I was writing for $1,200. It kind of took me 5 years when I started taking freelance seriously, but I started freelance when I was 21 years old. So from 21 to the age I am now, which is 33, it technically took me kind of 12 years to fully get to a point where I was able to charge $1,200 for a piece of writing. Now, in terms of how I managed to do that, I think a big part of this is branding. I use LinkedIn for that mostly. I post LinkedIn every day, Monday to Friday, and I've done that every single day for about 2 years. I really haven't missed a beat on it. I do really like it over there. By posting to LinkedIn, I've basically built kind of proof of expertise. I post for SEO and marketing, and all of my best paid writing jobs have come through LinkedIn. Ultimately, LinkedIn, your branding helps you command that kind of money. And that's the second part to this. Having the kind of assertiveness to be able to command that sort of money. You need to have like proof of your good work. I'll get onto that in a minute. You need to be able to assert yourself well. You need to be able to communicate with clients well. Like all of these soft skills play into your ability to command that $1,000 and more for a piece of writing. And I think that's a bit of an attribute really that's come to me quite naturally, but certainly something that you could learn. The third way is through a good portfolio of writing and kind of making sure that you've got a portfolio that commands that kind of money. And I think if you go and create that portfolio for yourself as well, you will have kind of proof that you are really good at what you do, because it can be difficult. There are more female writers than male writers. Female writers, or females generally, tend to charge less than men by 48% on average. So do what you can to gather good pieces of writing together to prove that you're great at what you do, partly to yourself, so that you can then apply more assertive and confident language when it comes to asking for money and closing those deals. It's quite important that you have, this is tip number 4, it's quite important that you have a roster of clients and enough money coming in that you're very comfortable, because when you charge higher rates you are going to get more rejections. That's kind of obvious, isn't it? You need someone who values you, someone who really values that good writer, like someone who's not going to use AI or at least not depend on it. So you need to be in a position where you have all of your financial needs met and you are happy for a client to turn you down. That's where you need to get to. And then you can start experimenting with your rate. Like I said, I started writing for $10, like $10 for 1,000 to 2,000 words per piece. And that's now 1,000 to 1,200, which is great. So yeah, get comfortable and then start to increase your rate. You might even be able to double it if you're writing for like $10 like I was. You could certainly double it and see kind of what people will pay. As I said, the higher you go, the more likely you are to get a rejection. Although in my experience, I've never been blankly rejected. I've just been, they've come back and said, that's a little bit too much for us. The most we can do is, and then I might accept it at the lower rate. For me, it often depends on the quality of the publication and what I can use that piece of writing for. So I write a lot in SEO and marketing. That helps my brand and helps me secure more SEO clients. The money is almost a byproduct for me. Like I'd love to have it, but I could almost write for some publications for free if I thought I would get a lead from it for my SEO business. So you can think like that a little bit, you know, like if you've got one piece of writing and a byline in one publication, you might do it cheaper because it can help you secure more jobs in the future. A final thing, which I probably should have said first, is that your writing does need to be good. You obviously need to be good at what you do before you can command these higher rates. You're not going to get $1,000 per piece if you're using AI heavily, as in you're just using ChatGPT, barely editing it and giving it to the client. You're not going to get these higher rates if you don't have some kind of like speciality. Like it's not enough really just to be like a catch-all writer for those kind of rates. You need to have experience, you need to have proof that you've written in this particular vertical or industry before. Maybe you're well connected so that you can do like good interviews and research. All that kind of stuff comes into play, so make sure you can prove you can do that. At the point of starting to earn $1,000 plus, maybe less actually, $800, $600 plus, you probably want a niche. So you probably want a really strong portfolio in one particular vertical. I could probably keep talking about this because there are loads of things that like play into this. It's quite I kind of describe like pricing as like a bit of a, like almost like a spiritual type experience, not just something that's like cut and dry. It's not. There's so many different factors that play into it. So I'm going to leave it at this because it's already a long video, and let me know if you have any questions because I'd love to answer them.